Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and today I have something very special for you, something that you guys have been asking for me to do for some time now, and that is a Cinema Sickness library/theater tour update. Yes, we're going to take a look at my entire Cinema Sickness library/theater, check out how things are going on these days, how I have things set up, because I have added some new stuff, I have moved some stuff around since I've last done one of these videos, so let's get right down to it, and let's start taking a look at the library. Not going to dilly-dally too much here. And I guess the first thing I want to start off with is my media. We'll just go through all the different media I have and how I have it set up, and then we'll go through everything else we have here in the library. There's so much to get through. This video may be a little lengthy, but we'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. So first thing up here is the format I have the most of in the library, and that is DVD. And that starts right there and goes all along this wall here, going across each row, goes across the row, and then down to the next one, and the next one, and so on and so forth, all along this wall. And the same thing goes with this wall. And then we move on to the third wall. So as you guys can see, DVD is clearly the most common format I have here in the library. And that goes all the way along this entire wall right here. And then we move on to wall number 4, which I'm currently in the midst of building up. As you can see, it is almost full, about halfway full. And that actually ends up all the way over here in Z. And then we go into my super bit, which I have separated, my mini DVDs, which I have separated, and yes, my 3D DVDs that I have separated. I do some 3D DVDs that you actually use as shutter glasses. Got those all separated. And a little bit of space here, that's because over here, it's technically where the last one is, and it's a big set. And this is where DVD ends. And how I have these separated is how I have everything in the library separated, and that is somewhat alphabetically. What I mean by that is all my numbers are together. As you can see, they're all separated with these spacer cards. So numbers are together, but not alphabetical within the numbers. So just anything number goes in here, and that ends up over, stops here, goes into A, and anything A is there. So you guys are probably getting an idea of how I have this set up. So if I want to look for The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, yes, I do have to go, okay, let's see where it is. Oh, there it is. So at least I know it's within this section. It's just, I do have to go through and find it, but it makes things so much easier for putting stuff away. All I got to do is move the first and last title out of each section to put something away. It makes it so much easier. If I did alphabetical, I've tried alphabetical before. It takes hours upon hours for me to put away one single title if I do alphabetical. So I don't do it like that anymore. I just keep numbers together, A's together, B's together, and so on and so forth. And putting stuff away takes about 5 minutes now. So much nicer. And again, they're all separated by these spacer cards here. So you can see DVD B. And then we have DVD C down there, and so on and so forth. And that is how that works out. Some of you guys sometimes ask, how do I separate things like box sets? It depends. For instance, this box set here is called The Adventures of Indiana Jones. So obviously it goes under A, because I title it by the actual box set. So a lot of people probably put this under Indiana Jones. I put it under the title of the box set, which is The Adventures of Indiana Jones. Maybe that bugs some people. Maybe some people think it would be weird. For me, it's not, because I know that my Adventures of Indiana Jones box set is under A. I know that's just where it is, because that's what it's called. As far as double feature sets, like for instance, The Absent-Minded Professor and Son of Blubber, the way I consider this titled is The Absent-Minded Professor / Son of Flubber, so it goes under A. And that is that. So I hope that makes sense to some of you. I know you guys ask that question a lot. So that is it for DVD. Again, as you can see, plenty of them. And they go all the way back here. And end up down here. So 4 walls full of DVDs. 4th wall about halfway full. I have 1 blank wall over here yet to fill up. So I do have a 5th wall to eventually move on to. And the 6th wall over here is full of all my Blu-rays. And Blu-rays are just the exact same way the DVDs are. Numbers start up there and come all the way down here to Z. And it's the same way, just across and down each row. So that is how that works. Again, all separated exactly the same. Try to get a better shot of this over here. There you guys go. All my Blu-ray. And not Blu-ray 3D. I'll show you that in a little bit. This is just standard Blu-ray. And all separated the exact same way the DVDs are. Alright, so I guess from there, we'll move on to VHS. And these are VHS in the standard cardboard cases that you would normally see a VHS in. We'll take a look at clamshells eventually, a little bit later on. And again, they are separated the same exact way. Numbers start right there and they go across, down. I got them on these shelves here. And they go on to the other side. And then over onto here. And then down this row. And then down here, which I just recently filled up. And then onto the back here, which I'm currently working on filling up. And once I do fill this entire row full of VHS, this entire shelf here of VHS, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to move my VHS to. I don't know where I'm going to continue the VHS onto. I'll have to figure that out. But for now, this is where I store all my standard VHS tapes, just in the standard kind of cardboard paper cases that you're usually used to seeing. And again, they are all separated exactly the same as the DVDs and the Blu-rays, because that's why I have everything in my collection separated, and they are on these 3 shelves right here. Alright, and then I guess we'll go on to my LaserDiscs. Actually, you know what? Let's go into my films. My film's up here first. So right here we have 35mm. These are all 35mm trailers. My 35mm prints. I only have parts of 35mm prints. As you guys probably know by now, if you've been watching my videos for some time now, I had 2 full 35mm print titles sent to me. I think they were like 4 or 5 reels each. And I received parts of both of them, and the third package that contained the last parts of each film got lost in the mail. I've never received them, and I probably never will. So I only have trailers right now in 35mm film. Hopefully someday I'll actually get some more film prints. I hope somewhere down the line. But for now, pretty cool to have those. These are all 16mm film prints right here. Then we have 8mm film prints. And Super 8 film prints. So very cool. That's my entire film collection right there. And then from there we move on to LaserDisc. Again, separated the same way as VHS, DVDs, and Blu-rays. Numbers going all the way across, all the way down to Z. On these 3 rows right here. And then again, we end up down here. Actually, we end up in Y. I do not have any LaserDiscs that start with Z. And then move on to CED, Capacitant Electronic Disc. And of course, separated the same exact way. As you see, spacer cards are in there. They go all the way across there and down. And again, we end in Y. No CEDs that end with Z either. Alright, and then I say let's switch around to the back of this shelf, which is where I have my more, I don't want to say necessarily obscure, but my kind of just really sort of random stuff. Things like HD DVDs, which go all the way across here. And end up right down here. So that's all my HD DVDs. Then we have my 3D Blu-rays. These are all my 3D Blu-rays. I do have them separate because, you know, I consider it a different format, so 3D Blu-rays going all the way across. And then down here. Then we have my HD VMDs. Yes, I love being able to say that I have HD VMDs, pluralized. I have an HD VMD collection. That is so cool because these are ridiculously rare and hard to come across. The fact that I have 2 players and the fact that I actually have a pile here of actual discs is insane. Never thought that would ever happen, and it did, and that is so cool. Then we have my DVHS, which is actually 1080i VHS. Very interesting, very cool. As you can see, I only have 5 of these. Need to get some more, and I will definitely get some more somewhere down the line, but very cool to have those. Then I got my DivX titles, which was a failed rental format through Circuit City. These are actually completely unwatchable because they're locked. You had to like have a special DVD player hooked up to a phone line and like called into a certain service to get the discs to play. Obviously, that service no longer exists. Those players are hard to find. Even if you did find them, you couldn't plug into the actual phone line anyway, because the service is no longer this. So these are actually completely unwatchable. Somebody could one day crack the code, but since nobody cares about div except for me, maybe like 2 other people in the entire world, nobody's ever bothered to crack the code and get these to work. So there's no way of actually being able to watch these. But they're fun to collect nevertheless. Then we have my black and white PVDs, my personal video discs for the Video Now player. And I separated my color PVDs, again for the Video Now color players. The black and white discs will play on the color discs, but not vice versa. These are all my Kenner movie cassettes, followed by my Fisher-Price movie viewer cassettes. Very similar looking, very similar device. All right, down here we have my Game Boy Advance videos. Hope it's not getting too dark for you guys, hope you can see these. And then down here we have my CDI titles. Again, not games. These are CDI movies and videos. And we have my CD-ROMs. Oh, then then we go into my Max Clips and my my N-Power Fusion titles right here, which come on these little, let's show you here, just come on little SD cards like that. Pretty cool. Disney and Nickelodeon did these. So those are pretty awesome. All right, then down here we have my DVD-Rs. Again, I really hope it's not too dark for you to see all these. Followed by my Video 8, if I can get these out. Video 8 cassettes. These are pretty cool. Very awesome. Things like Summer Rental. Very cool. Then we go into my... These are really awesome. These are, if I get these open, Juice Box media clips. Check that out. Very cool. For the Juice Box player. That's pretty awesome. So we got a bunch of those. Put that away later. We've got a bunch of those right there, which I just stuck in these DS cases, because believe it or not, they actually hold these quite well. And then we have my video CDs, my VCDs down here. And then finally we follow up with my CD video. Yes, video CDs and CD videos, completely different things, believe it or not. 2 completely different formats. So again, this is my whole row here, my whole shelving here, just kind of more random, sort of obscure stuff. Again, I wouldn't necessarily say obscure for the most part. I would just say more random. So hopefully you guys are able to see all that pretty well. All right, and we'll take a look at my UMDs. My Universal Media Disc Video, my UMD videos. These are not games. No games right here, just videos. And they go all the way across here. And they move on, they go across down here. And they end up right there. So I've still got some shelves I can fill up with those. And then something new to my collection is the only non-cinema down here, and that is my Game Boy collection. Just recently started buying Game Boy games, getting back into playing the Game Boy. So we got Game Genie, we got the card adapter, the e-reader up there with some cards behind it, all my Game Boy games, all my Game Boy Color games, and then all my Game Boy Advance games down here. There's still some room to spare, and I did build these shelves right here. Built all the shelves down here, actually. I mean, except for stuff like this and like this. I didn't build that, but all the other shelves, those I all built. So again, my only non-cinema down here. Something new I just started collecting. Looking forward to building up that collection some more. Then we have my one and only VHD, Video High Density. Only one of these I have. These were really big in Japan for a little while. Never over here in the States or anything like that. Only in Japan. So very cool to have some of those, or at least one of those. Hopefully I'll get more at some point. All right, let's go around to the other side here. Up here we have my film projectors. We have a 16mm right there. Just trying to figure out what everything is. Then we have my Super 8. Then we have, that is a dual 8 player. And then we have my 8mm player. So again, 16mm, Super 8, dual 8. Dual 8 means it plays both Super 8 and 8mm. And then just standard 8mm player. So those are all my film projectors. And I do have, right up here, right there, a screen that pulls down so I can actually watch those. And this shelf here is a whole bunch of large stuff. So all different types of formats. but just in packaging that's way too large to fit on my normal shelves. Everything from, as you see, you got some Blu-rays here, a DVD, VHS, there's beta on here, all sorts of goodies, but it's all stuff that's just very large and in packaging that just is oversized and just needs to go somewhere else. We have my 2 only movie CDs. Those are pretty cool. I'm actually getting something to play those on very soon. Some Disney treasures down there. Love those sets. Got some more personal video discs right there. Some black and white and some color ones that are just in very large cases. So that is that. That's what's all on here. Just extra large, oversized stuff. Alright, that's almost it for my media, except for what is above us. Yes, up in the rafters here, as you can see, we have some stuff up there as well. And starting over here, we have clamshells. VHS in clamshells, just oversized, maybe like big boxes. Stuff like that, as you can see. So VHS, again, in clamshells, big boxes, things like that. Start there, start with numbers, and go all the way across. Let me go on to the next row. It's the same, all the way across there. And then they end up, actually have this one row almost full. They end up right there. So there's, again, these are all my VHS and clamshells and big boxes and just basically any kind of packaging that's not the standard paper and cardboard packaging. All right, then we got a blank row so I can move on to some more VHS eventually. But then we go into my beta collection, which again starts with numbers all the way up over there. Goes all the way across. Got this entire row filled here. All of beta. And then that ends up. It ends right to there. So we still go across this row here. And ends right there. Still got a bunch more room for some beta. So I do have plenty of beta, surprisingly, which is pretty awesome. That's everything. That's every kind of beta case. That is just my entire beta collection I got up there. And then the last thing I have up in the rafters, if you can see them, there we go, are my CD soundtracks, which again start with numbers over there, and then go all the way across. And again, all these are alphabetized the same exact way. A's are together, B's are together, C's are together, and so on and so forth, but not alphabetically within each of those sections. And then they end up, actually, I don't know if you're going to be able to see these, but they end up, see right there. So all the way across this row. And they end up right there. So I got plenty more room. I got all this to fill, and none of this up here is full of anything. So I got all that space up there yet to play with. And again, that is pretty much it for my actual media. So we have DVDs all the way around there, Blu-ray, VHS in like standard cases, LaserDisc, CED, film, UMDs, my one and only VHD, Game Boy games, all my random and just obscure stuff down here. And again, that is about that. Oh, and again, VHS and clamshells and beta and CD soundtracks all up in there. All right, so I guess now we'll take a look at my players. Well, first off, let's take a look at my TVs and how I have this set up. As you can see, I have Aladdin playing right now, both on my standard definition TV, my high definition TV, my other high definition TV, and my other standard definition TV, all at the same time. Yes, I do have all 4 of these TVs hooked up, so I can watch them on all 4 of them all at the same time, which is very cool. I'm really going for kind of a old rental store sort of feel, so that's why I have it like this. I really love this, how I set it up with the boards like this. I used to see stuff like this all the time in rental stores. I thought it'd be just a fun idea to set it up like that. So yes, I can watch something on all these TVs, which means no matter where I am in the library, I always can see a TV. So if I'm working on something somewhere, if I'm back here putting stuff away, I can pop this TV on and watch it and still be able to watch it, because obviously I wouldn't be able to see these if I was back there. Or if I'm working back here and I can't see the TV back there, or I can't see these TVs, not a problem. I can watch that one. Or if I just have company over, I can just play them just for the hell of it, just for fun. People are walking around. So that's always fun. I do enjoy that. A lot of people ask why I have both a standard definition and a high definition. That's a simple question. Simple answer, I should say. Because you got to watch standard definition formats on a standard definition TV, and high definition formats on a high definition TV. I mean, with the exception of DVD, obviously, I do watch my DVDs on my high definition, my HD TV. But things like VHS, Beta, CED, LaserDiscs, and so on and so forth, I watch all that on my standard definition TV. So I do have to have both, in my opinion. Can't have just one. You gotta have them both if you're gonna collect older formats. I mean, if all you're collecting is DVD and Blu-ray, then it's not a big deal. You just need one TV. But if you're collecting older formats, you really gotta have a standard definition TV as well. And my HD TV is actually a 3D TV. Obviously, I have my 3D Blu-rays, so I gotta have a 3D TV, which is very cool. Certainly enjoy that. Let me take a look at all my players. I got so many players down here. This right here, which is actually playing right now, that is I'm actually playing a DVD right now. I do have, actually no, I don't have Aladdin on Blu-ray. Aladdin doesn't come out until October, but I will be getting that. But right here we have a VHS DVD combo, followed by my VHS player. Then we have a region-free, it's kind of hard to see here, but we have a region-free DVD player right here. That is my HD VMD player right there. We got a LaserDisc player down here. Then we got a Super Blue player right there, which is really cool. That plays actually Blu-rays and HD DVDs, which is pretty awesome, and it's region-free, which is great. Then we have my CDI, which I play my CDI videos on, followed by Beta, and then we also have CED, again, capacitance electronic disc. Then I have a video CD player, a Blu-ray player, and an HD DVD player, and then I got an open space here to put some stuff, and I got something new that's coming there pretty soon. Looking forward to that. So that's all that. Of course, we have Apple TV, and we have a Roku as well. Gotta have those. Absolutely love them. And the internet. Gotta have the internet down here as well. We got some rewinders. We have a rewinder for my Video 8, a rewinder for my Beta, and a rewinder for my VHS, because you gotta have rewinders for all your analog formats like that. And then this drawer over here opens up for all my kind of handheld stuff. We got so much stuff in here. This here, as you can see, is the Kenner movie viewer. Then we have my Fisher-Price movie viewer. This here is for Video 8s. I do not actually have a Video 8 VCR, but that's okay, because this here does have audio-video outputs, meaning that I can just hook this up to a TV and use it like a VCR, so that's why I have that. I have a couple of these. They're super cheap, because, as I said before, Video 8 VCRs are super expensive. These you can find for like $5 at any flea market, and they do the same thing. So as long as it has audio-video outputs, this will work just like a VCR. My Game Boy Advance SP, which is not the one I use for games. I use this for videos. In here, this is my juice box inside there. This is the my Disney player for those SD cards. Then we got my PSP, again, not for games, but for UMD videos. Inside here, I'm not gonna be able to open these out with one hand. This is my N-Power, or N-Fusion? I forget what they're called. This is for the Nickelodeon SD player. We have, keeping all these open with one hand, I do apologize. We have a Video Now XP, which is basically for playing Video Now Color. And I do have a black and white Video Now player, which I don't really need, because, again, the black and white PVDs play on this as well, but kind of cool just to have them both for the heck of it. All kinds of wires back here and chargers for all these things as well. So in here, again, it's just all my like handheld stuff. That's what goes in there. I do have remotes for all these things as well. And that is here in the table. I do have a nice coffee table down here. And as you can see, let me push this back a little bit. There we go. I have everything all nice and organized. I did build this as well. I built the spacers in here. So I have remotes for all my players. People ask me, well, don't you just want one remote that controls them all? First of all, there aren't remotes that do that. I have so many weird, old, obscure players that a universal remote is not going to play a lot of them. But I could get a universal remote that would work. Plenty of them. But that's not fun for me. If I'm going to watch something on DVHS, I want to get out my big-ass DVHS remote. That's just how it is. If I'm watching something on a HD DVD, you know, HD DVD or Blu-ray, I can get out my Super Blue remote, anything like that. So very, very cool. This is for my HD DVD player. Roku, Apple TV, all that stuff back here. Things on my CDI remote, all kinds of stuff. I've got some batteries back here because you do not want to keep your batteries in these if you're not going to use them all the time. I recommend not keeping your batteries in them because you can very easily have them corrode and leak and destroy your remote. You do not want that. For things like my HD TV, my Blu-ray player, my Roku, things like that, I keep the batteries in because I use those constantly, but everything else I keep the batteries out of and put batteries in them as I need them. This drawer here is a bunch of just random stuff. We got some random cables I use every so often. Some 3D glasses. These are cool. I got some kid-size 3D glasses, so Simmons Jr. can watch some 3D movies with me when he gets older. I got all these. These are full of 3D glasses, which is ridiculous. I don't know why I have so many. These are 3D glasses from the actual theaters, which do work on my TV, so I just keep them for the heck of it. Something here to wipe off DVDs and Blu-rays. The ever-lovely Cinnamon. This is where she lives, inside here. Some coasters, because, yeah, I'm going to be drinking some stuff. I don't want to get unsightly rings, although this does need to be clean, but I don't want to get some unsightly rings on there, so I do use my Sylvester coasters when I'm drinking stuff down here. As you can see, got a couch there. It's a nice, like a love seat sized couch that I can sprawl out on and sit on. And yes, I can only have 2 people down here at a time really watching movies, but nothing wrong with that. My wife and I do enjoy watching movies down here every so often. As far as my players, they're not all hooked up at the same time. Wires back here aren't nearly as bad as you might think. Not too crazy. I do have stuff labeled, as you can see, to make my life easier so I know what goes to what. But the only players I have hooked up are the ones I use most often, like VHS and Blu-ray. That's really it. Everything else, I just hook up as needed. There's no reason to have them hooked up all at the same time. It just becomes a huge mess. You have just wires going everywhere. Obviously, with the back open like this, I can easily reach stuff, so it's not a problem. I just hook up what I need as I need. If I want to watch a CED, not a big deal. I'll just pull the cord out, plug it in, hook it up. It takes, 5 minutes to hook up the CED player, and I am good to go. Got an HDMI splitter right there, so I can split my HDMI. This is my Rabbit, which is really cool. That's kind of how I have things playing from my from this TV over to the TV over there and the TV back there, using my Rabbit, which is just an old sort of technology to split a VCR, which, yeah, I could use something more modern, but I think this is fun to use. It's old school. I like it. And, of course, we have an RF modulator right there, which you need to use every so often. So, again, not too much of a mess back here. I keep all my wires tied together. Actually, it's pretty good. This wire here is the one that kind of bothers me a little bit, sticking out. I need to do something about that. Let's see. There we go. That works. So again, not too much of a mess back here. And I got all those wires, wondering what they're plugged into. They actually run across here, up the back. There is a plug back. Actually, it's back, I think, in there. There's a plug up in the wall, which that all plugs up into. So I have all the plugs running up. Actually, just one main plug running up behind these shelves here, which is this big orange bad boy right there that just runs up behind the shelves. That's what I have everything plugged into. So that's pretty easy. All right, let's take a look at, I guess, all right, I'll show you these next. Let's look at some lighting we have down here. Obviously, this light here takes care of everything. Look at that. Pretty blue lights. And yes, I do have these lights up in the rafters, which I wanted up there because, as you can see, they do light my media, which makes it really nice because without those lights up there, it gets pretty dark up in there. And if I want to get a VHS or a Beta or something like that, and I have all these lights on, it can make it a little hard to see. So I do have those lights, which I put up there, and they run all the way across all of these. As you can see, all the way over to there. And I'll show you how I control them. I'll turn the lights back on. Those are all controlled with this right here. As you can see, off, on, off, on, and so on and so forth. And back here, same thing. We have an overhang back here to add a little bit extra light, because as you can see, it gets a little dark back here, so there you go, on. And even this controls, as you see, the one that there's this marquee. What that is right there. I have an old school marquee down here, which is not set to say anything at the moment. As you can see, I turn on just says question mark, but I can set that to say hello or welcome to the Cinema Sickness Library or something like that. But at the moment, I do not have it set for anything. And that is that. So that's what this does. So I got all that controlled by one remote there. So those are for my lighting. All right, I guess we'll take a look at decor now. So as I said, I'm kind of trying to go for an old school, like maybe like 1990s kind of like rental store sort of theme, because I did grow up in the 80s, but I guess I remember the 90s the most for rental stores. Well, I'd say like late 80s. Let's say late 80s, early 90s, obviously, because I grew up in, I was born in 82, so I'd say late 80s, early 90s is kind of what I'm going for, because that's when I used to go to Blockbuster, mom and pop rental stores all the time, and stuff like that. So all kinds of fun decor like this, like my Chevy Chase Funny Farm display here. These are mobiles, we're going to call them. That. Got one for Casper, which is pretty cool. This one both, as you can see up there, you can either hang it, or I could have set it on something. I decided to hang it. So for Casper, very cool. It's all 3D, which is really neat. This was sent to me by a viewer, this George of the Jungle display. How awesome is that? It's really cool. Again, a viewer sent me that. That's awesome. This is one of my favorite things, though. My piece, let's see if I get it. There we go. My PCU pennant. A giant PCU pennant. How cool is that? This I got from a rental store. A lot of these I got from a rental store. Lady had a whole bunch of these in the back. She got them all out and said, take what I want. So that is cool. I had to hang that up. I mean, that great movie and just amazing display piece. We got some Free Willy 2. Tells you a little bit about the movie, the name, and Willy. And back here we have Home Alone 3. This is actually for to hang as well, but I just decided to put it there. My old Hollywood Video, my old Blockbuster card. I did have other rental cards as well, but I didn't keep them. I feel horrible I didn't keep them. Really wish I would have. They're the only two I have left, but I hung them up because obviously they mean something special to me. But I did have like 3 or 4 others I never kept, which I'm really upset about. But it is what it is. This is one of my prides. This is my DVD video sign, which I got from a closing Borders. You guys may remember the store Borders. Used to be like a Barnes & Noble type store. Got this from a closing one. They said everything must go, all the fixtures. So I went inside and said, hey, how much for the DVD video sign? I forgot how much they charged me for this, but it wasn't very expensive. It was like, they were like $10 something for it. It was pretty cheap, and I said, I will take it. The only downfall was they made me get up on top of a ladder. This was super high up on the wall. I had to get all the way up on this ladder, stand on the very tippy top, the part that says, do not, like warning, do not stand on this, the top of this ladder. Well, I had to stand on the top of the ladder. They gave me a knife and a screwdriver, and they said, go at it. So the fact that I did not fall to my death or cut my hand off with the knife is pretty amazing. And the fact that the manager would be okay with that was also pretty crazy. But I got it off the wall. I hacked the hell out of it off the wall. Luckily, did not damage the sign at all. The wall didn't look too pretty afterwards, but the sign was in perfect shape. And there we go. I hung it up. I love that. Very cool sign. That is absolutely awesome. All right. Then we have things like my Everybody Deserves Reward, Blockbuster Reward. Little display piece right there that I got from a closing Blockbuster video. Things over here like my Ghastly Love of Johnny X. Little mini poster that I actually have signed by the director, which is pretty cool. We have some Simpsons down here. That's awesome. This, I believe, is a 7-Eleven display or something like that. I think it was. It was a display for some convenience store. So got that there. On this side, we have my Halloween 2. Signed by Michael Myers himself, which is pretty cool. And then Metropolis with a horrible, horrible glare on it. But there you go. And I just got these simply just Velcroed on, so they can come right off. I want to change these out, as you can see. Very cool. Oh, look, Tyler Mane. There you go. Like I said, Michael Myers himself. So those are just Velcroed on. I will put that back up later. So very easy to change them every time I want to. Things like these 3D Disney pieces. These were for the Disney Movie Club. They would send these to you if you order one of these movies. They're 3D, they're holographic, as you can see. I had a viewer send me these. They're pretty cool. I just framed them and hung them up. But they're pretty awesome. Then we got my Cars light switch cover. Also a Cars little mat there, little floor mat. So you can wipe your feet when you come in. I got my theater room display piece. The one and only large poster I had down here, which is Spice World, because obviously it's one of my all-time favorite movies. Don't judge. I love it. Little Beverly Hillbillies window cling. An MST3K window cling that I just stuck on there. Got these also from a closing Blockbuster, horror, Blu-ray, preview movies to buy. So those are pretty cool. Some more Beverly Hillbillies, little mobile pieces. Those are pretty awesome. Then I got some posters here. My boyfriend's back and son-in-law. On the other side we have my backpack. We have the Expendables 2 and Hellboy. Velcroed on. I can just change those in and out whenever I want to, which I will eventually. As you can see, we got these coat hooks here, which are pretty cool. It's actually a coat hook, and then I can put some stuff in there, which as you can see, there are some stuff in there. But I decorated them with some. Actually, these are all. I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say they're from like little display pieces and like little like cards and stuff. People like send me. People every now and then send me like inserts to movies, or they'll send me like just random like DVD artwork or something like that. And what am I going to do with them? Well, I cut them up and put them in here. I got the same thing on this side. So you see when I come down here, I can just go, boom, hang my hat, or my jacket, or whatever, or my backpack we got hang on the other side. So that's always fun. And again, kind of just put stuff in there. I got my wallet, my keys and stuff in there, some change, some bottle caps for my Coke reward points. So those are pretty fun to have. And again, if I have people over, they can hang their jackets up or something too. So they definitely come in handy. We got some Batman Forever pieces there. I have a Warner Brothers luggage tag that I just decided to hang on there because I think that's pretty cool looking. Thought that was nice. We got some movie theater marquees. These are the things you would see hanging up when you go to the actual ticket booth, and they'll have these and all like the times like underneath them or to the side of them. That's what those are. I have viewers send me these as well. I love when you guys send me stuff like this. It's so cool. So I hung them all up. Let's see over here. This is fun. This is a West Coast Video, which I thought was awesome. VHS head cleaner, which is sort of weird because I actually have it in a Critics Choice Video case. So West Coast Video in a completely different movie rental store case, but pretty cool. I mean, just because it's West Coast really had me sold. I was like, I gotta hang that up. That's pretty awesome. Let's see over here. I have Santa Claus Conquers the Martian DVD, which you may be wondering why I hung that up. Well, I do have Santa Claus Conquers the Martian on a whole nother DVD release. But a viewer actually sent me this, and the artwork for this, the actual DVD artwork, or the DVD case artwork, was horrible, looked like crap. But then I opened up the case and saw this artwork on the actual DVD. It was blown away. This is awesome artwork. So I didn't really need the DVD because I already have a copy of this on DVD. But when I saw this amazing DVD artwork, I said, the hell with it. I'm going to hang it up. That's just really cool looking. So I got that there. And that is about it, guys. Oh, wait, I'm not done. Hold on. I almost forgot. We have some posters along here as well. These I get from places like Regal Cinema, just movie theaters. They'll give away these free little mini posters. And you see I just framed them. At the moment, I have 6 of them. Do plan on getting some more in time. I still have plenty of room. I have room for like a bunch more. Probably a row of like 3 more or so, or 2 more. And I guess I'll show you one last thing. These right here, these little holes right here, these little cubbies that say adult only. Just kind of giving a throwback to like the adult section of old rental stores. I kind of went with that feel. Built these myself. I went out, bought all these little frames, printed those out, built these little curtains with a dowel rod. And what's behind here, you probably can't see it, but back up in there, I don't know if you can see that or not, there is a water spigot. In here is some sort of, I don't even know what this is, some sort of like water meter or something. I don't know. I've never touched that. I've never seen anybody even look at that. And then inside here is the main water shutoff for the entire house. So if something starts flooding, if we get like a pipe that bursts or something, obviously I need access to there to quickly turn the water off. So I had to keep access to these little sections here because pretty important stuff behind there. Maybe not the water spigot so much, but it's sticking out. I had to build a shelf around it. So that is that. Used to have doors on here that just opened up, but I thought this would be better. It was more fun. Again, just kind of harkens back to the feel of a late 80s, early 90s rental store where you have your adult section. Just thought it'd be really fun to build those. And for realist time, I think that is about it. I don't think there's much more to show you guys. Just wanted to show you all the different media I have that goes all around the entire perimeter of the library, with the exception of the back shelf, but it's only a matter of time till I move on to there. Probably the next time I do one of these videos, I'll be on to that. Whether probably my Blu-rays will be moved on to that at some point. So that is that. Again, VHS, all my fun stuff over here, LaserDisc, CEDs, fun random obscure formats there. So there you go, guys. That is about it. And again, my TVs, which are all set up. Just play the same thing on all 4 TVs at the same exact time, which I feel really gives this the old rental store feel, and that I absolutely love. Some people will say, oh, I hate to see your electric bill. Well, normally when I'm down here by myself, that's off, that light's off, that TV's off, that TV back there's off, and I'm only using one of these TVs. It's not exactly very often that I'm watching something on all 4 TVs. I'm going to really only watch, even when I'm working in a section. Like if I'm working over here and I want to watch what I'm watching, I'll simply turn that one TV on. Or I'll just turn that one TV on. That's all I have to do. I just got to turn one TV on at a time. I don't need to have all 4 TVs playing. I certainly don't do that. So all my lights are usually not playing, are usually not on. All my TVs are usually not playing. It's just something I do when guests are over or when I'm shooting these videos or when I'm working in a certain part of my library. But it's nothing I necessarily need to do. I guess so. I got some carpet down here, as you can see. I painted the floors. The floors are painted, and then with a clear gloss put over top of them, painted them red, and then got these oversized carpets, which were surprisingly really expensive. But these oversized carpets to put down here. And again, my couch and my coffee table, my large coffee table. I love this. I used to have this really cool custom-made horror table by Lucky Dog, which was pretty awesome. But it was a tiny table, and kind of needed something bigger. So I went with this very large coffee table, which gives me plenty of room. When I'm doing unboxing and stuff like that, this is perfect. I do have a Muppets trash can. So I do have a trash can out here. Which, as you can see, is the Muppet Show. Got that at a flea market. And I was like, that is perfect. Because you got to have a trash can out here because you have trash. Which now has... there you go. Price tags on it. Stuck to it. So that is that. So alright guys. Again, I think that is about it. That is everything. That is the entire Cinema Sickness library / theater. With a little bit of video games thrown in. Like I said, I am collecting now for the Game Boy. Some of you guys want to see this. I'll probably do a whole video eventually talking about how I put this together, how I built that. But that is that. I'll probably put, I'm thinking once these are filled, I'm going to do like doors, because as you see, I still got room here. So I might do hinged doors so I can actually like close this off. I can actually close the whole thing and then you open it up and there'll be, when you open it up, each inside of the door will have games on it as well. So I'm thinking about doing that next, but obviously I got some room to go yet. I have plenty of room until I fill this up. I can even put another shelf in here if I really wanted to. So we'll see. I got a lot of space to go. I got to buy a lot more games until that's an issue. But probably where I'm going to go next. Alright guys. So I'm going to actually let you guys go now. That is it for Realist Time. So there you go. You guys were asking for a new library tour video. You guys wanted to see this type of stuff. A lot of you guys have been saying I've made a lot of changes recently. I've hung a lot of new stuff up. I've added a lot of new things. And you really wanted to see. This is bothering me. We got to hang that back up. See, it's just Velcroed. You just pop it right back on. There you go. And Tyler Mane, Michael Myers, is back up. So again, you guys said you wanted to see how I had things set up, how I had my new TV set up, my new display pieces, where my games were, my new Game Boy games were, and where I just moved everything and have everything set up currently. So here it is, guys. This is how everything is now currently set up. Not a whole lot has changed. I mean, I still have things in pretty similar places, but there definitely has been some stuff moved, some things added, some stuff changed around. It's alright, guys. So, like I always say, thank you so much for checking this video out. Simply just by watching this video and showing your support by watching this video means the absolute world to me. I really appreciate it. But like I always say, you could also show your support by simply clicking on that little like button down below. All you gotta do is click a little thumbs up tab down below. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps me out, helps these videos out. I'd really appreciate that. You can also subscribe. I do a brand new daily sickness video every single day. Collection updates, reviews, unboxing, cinema hunting videos, looks into my collection like this video, and looks into my sickness for cinema on a daily basis. Been doing that for 4 years now, for over 4 years now. And I have no plans on stopping. So please hit that subscribe button. You will see a brand new video from me every single day. At least one new video from me every single day, plus other bonus videos sprinkling here and there if you subscribe. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, down below, there are a bunch of links in the description. Things like my Patreon account where you can pledge a monthly donation to help support the show. There's my Spreadshirt account where you can purchase yourself a Cinema Sickness hat, a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, button, tank top, hoodie, baby gear, kids gear, all sorts of fun stuff like that if you're looking for some Cinema Sickness merchandise. The usual is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All that stuff is down there also. And if you are on Listia and you're on eBay, I have my Listia and my eBay pages down there as well. So you can check out everything I have for auction on those pages. If you're at cinemasickness.com watching this video, as you should be, all those same very exact links are right up above you, right underneath the Cinema Sickness logo. You'll see a whole bunch of icons. Click on those icons. They will link you right to those other websites. So please follow me on those other sites if you feel ever so inclined. And if you are not at cinemasickness.com, if you are on YouTube, there's also a link down below in the description to cinemasickness.com. Just click on that link, head over there, check it out. I do post these videos there, but I post so much more as well. All kinds of awesome stuff for you to check out over at cinemasickness.com. Again, including these videos, but also including a whole lot of other posts as well. Also, Team Sickness is over there as well. If you like what I do, if you like my videos, you're going to love the videos from Team Sickness. So by all means, head over to cinemasickness.com, again, if you're not already there, and click on that Team Sickness tab and share your support for those guys and gals who do awesome videos. Again, if you like what I do, you like what they do. So, all right, guys, there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next daily sickness video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Doing this for you guys. You guys said you want a new video, and I'm doing it for you guys. I hope you enjoy the tour. See you tomorrow, guys. See you then. Bye.